problem I have with the Trinity is more in its application than its design. First off, the word Trinity never appears in the Bible. So that means it's a conclusion or a man-made concept. Whether it's true or not, whether the idea behind it is true, it's not. It's men came up with the idea. It's not in the Bible, is what I'm saying. Well, you could say that about a lot of things, I'm sure, but so the problem is when somebody asks you if you believe in God, let's say an unbeliever or a Muslim, they're talking about God the Father. Trinity, on one hand, so when I say the application, here's the problem. When you say that, that means you understand the three unique importance of all three: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So you say you understand that all three are important, yet you try to wrap them all up into one. You try to wrap them up into Jesus. So someone says, who is God? And you say, or when someone says, is Jesus God? And you say yes, you're eliminating the other two. And you're making it confusing for people, and it doesn't need to be confusing. Jesus was the Son of God. He said it. He's divine. Yes, our prayers should go to him. We can't even begin to know the Creator without Jesus Christ. That's the point of him. Not that he was supposed to steal the glory of the Father. That was never his intent and purpose. It was that we didn't understand the Father, and we didn't understand exactly what he wanted from us. So Jesus came to be an example. He was fully divine, but he was fully human as well. So you're just confusing people. Like you're letting Muslim people win this argument, in a sense, by trying to by this man-made concept of the Trinity, because you want to say that Jesus is God. So, and it's just the bragging rights. There's no, like I said, he can be divine, and he can be the cause of the destination for our prayers, and we couldn't even begin to know, but begin to know the Father without the Son. But to deny the Father as the Creator and to deny the Holy Spirit as being important, when you say that by the claim that Jesus is God, I mean, I don't hear people, they don't say Jesus is God and the Holy Spirit is God and the Father is God. That's not what they're saying. They're trying to make a unique claim that Jesus is God, so that they can separate themselves, which just sounds to me just perfectly like a religious thing that they would do back in the day as a way to try to separate themselves and make money off of some sort of religious problem. Like you have the denominations of Christianity is just proof of the devil's doing, like of mankind splitting apart, splitting their churches to make money. Okay, well, no, you have to live by grace. No, you have to live by faith. Okay, let's split up and have different churches because we disagree about that. Like, come on. Like, and this just is a perfect example of that. Like, I don't understand, like, if you're going to say that you're going to talk about the Trinity, then you cannot make a claim Jesus is God. Because you have to say, if you're going to say that, you got to say Jesus is God and the Father is God and the Holy Spirit. What are you saying about that? Is it just, you can understand this concept easily when you understand that. And for atheists out there, the claim that the Father, the Creator, the Father of Abraham, is the true creator of the world, that claim is made stronger to me when you realize the fact that the top 3 religions in the whole world whether it be the Jews of today, Christianity, and Muslims, all agree that the father of Abraham is the creator of the world. They all three agree on who the creator is, on who the father, who the God is. Now it's split up after. Now then it's a difference on how you get there. Now I'm not saying that at this point in time that all three religions are going to be right with God, because you can't. I mean, to reject his son, that's a pretty important thing to do. Like, which, and again, I'm not judging anybody. Like, that's not the point at all. It's about, you know, your personal, what God says about you personally. That's it. He's going to make the decision, and nobody else gets to have a say-so in that. But as far as it goes on earth, and then talking about, it's just you're just confusing people. Like, it doesn't need to be confusing, and it's over something that's not. That's a man-made conclusion. This whole idea of the Trinity, like, it's not difficult to understand. He's the Son of God. How can you be the Son of God and be Him? Like, I understand the concept. Trust me. It's just not something I haven't studied before. Tons. Like, I've studied this. I understand the idea of the Trinity. But what about unbelievers? And it's hard to say. It's hard to defend it when it's not talked about in the Bible. And here we are these many years later, and you're gonna use it as the sticking point that confuses people. Like, it is the reason you're giving a stronghold to Islam, a silly, unsubstantiated religion that came 7-8 centuries after Jesus was gone, and relies entirely on Christianity being a lie for it to be valid. You're actually, I don't think you're helping anybody with the idea of the Trinity when you don't understand it yourself. You know? And anytime you deny the Father, which Jesus said, I am not the Father. So if he's not the Father, then what is he saying? Is he saying, I'm not the Father, but you can call me the Father? I am not the Father, but I'm just like the Father? I am not the Father, but we are the same? I am not the Father, but don't worry about the Father? I'm not the Father, but you can give me credit of the Father? No. He didn't say any of those things. So I just think it's a better way to debunk the idea that Christians believe in three gods. It's silly. It's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense. But the way you're describing it, that's how it makes it seem. You make a thing confusing for no reason. It doesn't need to be confusing. He is the Son of God. It's that simple. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Is he fully divine? Yes, he is. Can you begin to know the Father without the Son? No, you can't. Because the Son was fully human, knew what it was like to be living on this earth, to face what we face, and he was fully divine. So he's our example to set forth. That's an easy concept to understand. Muslims understand that concept with Allah. Allah is the same thing as the father of Abraham. They just believe that Muhammad's teachings are the better way to get there. 7 centuries later, they make silly arguments, but at the same time, the Trinity argument, we have to just first understand it. Like I said, it is a man-made argument. Whether you believe it to be true or not, men came up with the idea. Who knows when? I don't know when. I'm sure somebody can find out. I'm sure somebody knows. I mean, there's a specific time in which a Trinity was, actual word Trinity is what I'm saying, and this is the idea of it. So, and like I said, I'm not denying the power of the Holy Spirit, the importance of the Holy Spirit, and I'm not pretending that you could go straight to the Father and you'll be okay. Or that's a silly way of saying it, but I'm not denying the necessity of all three of them. But defend the right argument, at least if you're going to say Jesus is God, then in the same sentence you need to acknowledge the Holy Spirit and God the Father. You have to acknowledge all three. You cannot wrap them all up into one while pretending to know the importance of all three. So, and understand that it's a man-made argument, and the purposes behind the argument are not righteous. They aren't good faith. They are to be able to separate Christianity as the best religion, as the number one religion, which that idea is ungodly. First off, like the idea of some religion having any sort of importance, it's not. A person doesn't need to be any sort of religion to live as Jesus said to live and to be right with God, to know God. You don't have to label yourself anything. I don't even like the word Christian. I don't use it for myself. It's just a word that has honestly lost its meaning. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe I follow the Bible. But Christianity, that's a man-made thing. That's man's religion to profitize and make money. Understand that. That's just a fact.